So if you're like me, you're a beginner prepper and you don't have a whole lot, if you don't have a lot of funds and you don't have a lot of space, you really need to start with this item. What's up friends, Ray here, thanks for joining. So if you're a beginner prepper like me and you don't have a whole lot of expendable income to be able to go out and buy all of the things that you think you need right away, it's good to start with just the basics, to start with one simple item that you can go out and buy today for very little money, and it will help you feel much more prepared in case of an emergency situation where you aren't able to go out to the grocery store to buy what you need. So this is the one item that I would buy first for my pantry, and in fact it was the first item that I did buy. Now I know some people in the comments are gonna say, what about water, Ray? What about water? Yes, water. You need water. We're talking about food. Whether you have a large pantry or whether you have a very small limited space, it's definitely something you're going to want to buy first because it's so versatile. Alright, so let me tell you what that is. Actually, technically not this kind of rice. Nope, not this kind either. Plain white rice. Now there are three main reasons why I think rice is the most important and first thing you should buy for your prepper pantry when you're first getting started on a limited budget. The first thing to consider is that rice is very cheap. My grocery store has a 5-pound bag of rice for about $2. If you have room in your budget and also room in the space that you live, you could go to Sam's Club or Costco and they do have 50-pound bags of rice that you can get for around $25. That's certainly the most cost-effective way to get this rice, but again, not everyone has the space or the money to spend $25 at a time or a Costco or Sam's Club membership. The other thing that's great about rice is that it's so versatile. If I knew that for the foreseeable future I was not able to go to the grocery store to get food, I wouldn't prepare my usual soup without adding rice to it. I could take something like sauce, spaghetti sauce, and I could add a protein to it like beans or meat if you're privileged enough to have it, and you could add rice to that so that it's more filling. I mean, think about all the different ethnic dishes that you would eat that you could incorporate rice into. Asian dishes, Hispanic dishes. You could use it in place of pasta in like spaghetti or stroganoff. One of my favorite meals actually is chicken and rice, where I bake chicken and I make a cream of chicken soup and I mix them together. Super filling and tasty. So in a situation where you only have a limited amount of flavorful ingredients, adding rice to those dishes to make them more filling so that you eat less per meal is definitely a great way to make sure you're still getting your calorie intake and that you're not going through all of your food so quickly. Worst case scenario, you could literally just eat rice with salt and pepper. It will not be appetizing, but it will keep you from starving. Now you're probably thinking, Ray, why can't I use brown rice? It's so much healthier. Why can't I use the flavor rice? It's only 89 cents at my grocery store. You can buy those things, and of course I have them, but keep in mind those are for short-term food storage. When we're talking about longevity, we want it to have the longest shelf life possible. We do not want to be using brown rice or any kind of flavored rice because the contents of that rice is different, and especially the fat content of something can make it go rancid. So brown rice and flavored rice will not last 25 to 30 years packed in a Mylar bag with an oxygen absorber. You can certainly have them. Go ahead and buy them like I did. I like to use brown rice whenever I can on a regular basis because it's healthier, but I certainly rotate through the food that I'm buying. These nor-pesticides could actually be nice in a situation to add flavor to our white rice. If we were in a situation where we had to be super frugal about our food, I would take one of these and I would cook it up and I would add some white rice to it so that, yes, it's less potent, but it has more flavor and it's a bigger batch of food for us to eat that will last longer. The third great thing about white rice is its potential for long-term food storage. If you're storing it correctly, it can store up 25 to 30 years. Oh. Not that you necessarily need to store it for that long, it's just an extra assurance that when you're spending the money on these things that there's a good chance they're not going to go bad. In the past, when I've bought extra food when I had money, when I didn't have this prepper mindset, I would forget about a lot of things or I wouldn't get to them necessarily in time and they would go bad. And we are not about wasting money here. here. We are about being as frugal as we can with our funds so that we can buy the things we need. Something I really like about rice when it comes to storing in a small space too is that it doubles in size when you cook it. So 1 cup of uncooked rice turns into 2 cups of cooked rice. So if you're looking to get a large meal but you don't have a whole lot of space to store it, rice is perfect for that also. I do like to buy an extra bag of white rice at the grocery store whenever I go, and once I get to the 5-pound mark, then I will take it and I will add it to my Mylar bag, and I will put oxygen absorbers in it and seal it so that I have some for future needs. If you're interested in learning more about packing food in Mylar bags for long-term storage, make sure to subscribe to my channel. Next week Sunday's video is going to be all about that. I'm going to show you how I did this for the first time and how I store these bags of rice. So to recap why I think white rice is the best item for you to buy first: 1, it's very cost effective and easy to find. 2, it's very versatile. It can be used in many different dishes. And 3, it's very shelf stable and you're able to store it for a long period of time. It's likely that if you're watching this video, you are just getting started with prepping like I did just a few months ago, and you are looking for something very simple but also cheap to start with. It's good to feel like you have long-term goals to reach for when it comes to preparedness and the things you'd like to have. That is a work in progress. It's not something that most people can get to overnight with their budget. I certainly didn't get there overnight. I've come a long way in the few months that I have been prepping, and I will share that with you in future videos of the things that I've learned, but not many people are going to go out and buy everything that they need in one day. So it's something that you build up to, and if you have an extra $2, an extra $5 in your budget for groceries this week, or you can find room for that, buy an extra bag of rice. It's going to give you that sense of security that you can add calories to any sort of meal that you prep. Anyway, thanks for watching, thanks for listening. Like this video, please, if you enjoyed it. It really does help my channel grow and reach other people. And subscribe to my channel if you're interested in following this journey with me.